What is up, you guys? My name is Elias and I love movies. I'm sure we can all agree that there are in fact a lot of movies that are so sad that will make anybody cry. For the most part. Not only a lot of sad movies, but a lot of extremely sad movie deaths. I've seen a lot of movies that have characters that die, and in the first viewing I will cry, but I won't cry so much, if any at all, in the second viewing or any other time that I watch it. But there are 3 movies with characters that die that make me cry every single time. 1, 2, 3.
Guerra Movie House!
So like I was saying, these 3 movies make me cry every single time. I don't even have to watch the movie from the beginning all the way to the end. If I just walk into somebody's house and they happen to be watching one of these movies and that scene is up, I will stand there and I will cry. The first one that I want to talk about is My Girl. It stars Jamie Lee Curtis, Dan Aykroyd, and Macaulay Culkin. If you guys look at the movie poster, the cover for the movie, I mean, it just doesn't look like it would be an extremely sad story. You have these 2 little kids, they are complete opposites. You have the little girl that is a very tomboyish sort of character. She doesn't mind getting dirty, she is always looking for an adventure. And you have the little boy who is afraid of everything, very quiet, allergic to everything, but they seem to have this chemistry or this bond that is really, really strong. But the part that makes me cry, literally, like I bawl my eyes out, is whenever Macaulay Culkin's character dies. He has these really big glasses that he wears, and there's this one part in the movie where the little girl loses her ring in the forest and she can't seem to find it and she really wants it back. Macaulay Culkin's character does something that nobody would ever expect from his character, but he decides to go into the woods by himself and look for her ring. He ends up being stung by like thousands of bees, and the saddest part in the movie that gets me every single time is at his wake. You see an open casket, you see Macaulay Culkin's character, you see this little kid inside the open casket. The little girl runs into the building screaming and crying, his glasses, he can't see without his glasses. It's just one of those scenes that it's very awkward feeling because it's everyone in that room is extremely quiet, mourning the death of this child, and the casket is open so you see his body, and then you see this little girl who's not even dressed for the occasion runs in there screaming and crying about his glasses, and she like throws herself on top of him, and you just know that they had a bond like no other. First time I watched it, I had no idea that was coming, and I immediately lost it. I just started crying and crying and I couldn't stop. And to be honest with you guys, every single time I watch this movie, which is like once a year just for fun, I cry every single time, which is why it makes this list. Okay, so the next one that I want to talk about is The Patriot. I know a lot of critics bash on it and complain that it's not accurate with what happened, but overall I think it's an amazing movie. I love it. I've said it in one of my past videos that I actually spent a summer watching this movie every single day with my brothers. For those of you that have seen this movie, you guys know there's like at least 5 times where you want to cry. And first time I watched this movie, I cried for every single time because those scenes were just extremely well done and very powerful. But there's one scene that gets me every single time. Mel Gibson has like 6 kids. His wife has died, so he's by himself with these 6 kids. Of course, the war starts and he has no choice pretty much but to join. His eldest son, Gabriel, which is played by Heath Ledger, decides to go along with him and help him out. Gabriel, Heath Ledger's character, falls in love with a girl and they end up getting married. Shortly after they get married, his wife, along with her parents and along with the whole entire village that she lives in, end up getting locked inside of a church, and then the church gets burnt down. I mean, that scene alone was extremely powerful to bring tears to your eyes because you can't believe that somebody would actually do something that horrible. Of course, Heath Ledger's character Gabriel finds out. Gabriel finds the person that is responsible for the church burning down and decides to try to kill him. Long story short, Gabriel gets stabbed with a sword and falls to his death. You have Mel Gibson riding his horse trying to catch up to him, trying to stop him or at least save him, but doesn't make it on time. The scene that makes me cry every single time is whenever Mel Gibson holds him in his arms and tries to tell him that everything is going to be okay. And the moment Gabriel dies, Mel Gibson loses it, which causes me to lose it. I mean, say what you want about Mel Gibson's personal life. This dude is an amazing, amazing actor. And a really good filmmaker too. You just see it in his eyes that he is completely broken. He is afraid, he seems alone, he seems lost, he seems like he doesn't know what to do because he's lost so much already, which I'm sure we can all agree is somebody you don't want to mess with. The third and last movie that I want to talk about is a movie that I know a lot of people are going to be like, really? Are you kidding me? I know a lot of people don't like Michael Bay because all of his movies seem exactly the same and usually the story doesn't make sense whatsoever. And I agree with that part, but I have to admit that he does make entertaining movies. I'm here for good action and entertainment, and if that's what you keep in mind, then I promise you will have an extremely good time. Armageddon, in my opinion, is definitely one of his best. The scene that makes me cry every single time and it never fails is whenever Harry, Bruce Willis, and Ben Affleck are on top of the meteor and one of them has to stay behind in order to blow up the meteor so that it doesn't hit Earth and destroy it. Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis don't get along at all. Like, Bruce Willis literally hates Ben Affleck's character. The fact that they don't like each other at all, but they work well together, and he's dating his daughter, which is a reason to hate him even more, actually makes this scene a lot more powerful. Ben Affleck stay on top of this meteor in order to blow it up manually to save the Earth. But the very last second, Bruce Willis decides to push him into the ship and decides that he will be the one to stay and tells him to go back to Earth and take care of his daughter. And even though Ben Affleck is on his knees screaming and crying and beating on the glass and just crying his eyes out, Bruce Willis is just standing there calm as hell, telling him to go back home, to go back to Earth and take care of his daughter. Right after that, Ben Affleck is then sitting in his seat, he's buckled and getting ready to go back to Earth. Bruce Willis then gets on the radio and decides to talk to his daughter one last time. The whole entire scene, from the moment Bruce Willis pushes Ben Affleck back into the ship, and then Bruce Willis talking to his daughter one last time, and then the bomb actually going off, all of that combined just makes one of the saddest movie deaths that I have ever seen in my life. There's just something about it that makes it extremely sad. You see Bruce Willis like looking at Earth from space, and you see his life flash before his eyes, which is all these memories that he has with his daughter, who he just spoke to for the last time. If I just got on the internet and looked up that one scene, I will cry, guaranteed. It never ever fails. And not just this one, but the other two movies that I named also. But that's it, you guys. Like I said earlier, there are other deaths that I have cried, but I don't cry every single time. But for some reason, these three never fail. Let me know if you guys agree with me or not. Let me know if you cry during these death scenes also. And if there's other death scenes that make you cry every single time, leave your comments down below and let me know what they are. As always, thank you guys very much for watching. Leave your comments down below. Like the video if you like, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you for watching Guerra Movie House. Like, comment, and subscribe for my videos. Peace out, homies.